That's what your verdict is. Those are our damages. Now I want to get on to the getaway driver. Because the defense in this case has been, well, let's start with what the defense has not been. Okay? The defense has not been the product actually was all natural and herbal. You have not heard that from any witness. The defense has not been the doctor was a real doctor. That's not the defense. The clinics really did exist. That's not the defense. The ads were truthful. That's not the defense. There's been no witness that said that. Not even Mr. Benedictus has said that. Not even Mr. Conway has said that. It's undisputed. These ads were false. They were fraudulent. So that's what the defense is not. There was no defense of the ads. All right, what was the defense? The defense was there were all these shenanigans going on, but it was other people who were responsible, and Mr. Benedictus had nothing to do with it. He didn't know about it. He didn't do it. Therefore, he should not be held responsible. That's the defense. And that requires you, as members of the jury, to look at the evidence, to look at the circumstances, and to weigh whether you believe that. Whether you believe that the president of the company didn't know. Whether you believe that the president of the company should not be held responsible. All right? Now, that's why I spent so much time talking about the getaway driver. Because our case is, he knew what was going on. He was the getaway driver. He drove these hucksters to the bank. When they got in his car, they were wearing disguises. He knew it. They couldn't have got to the bank without him. And he knew exactly what they were going to do when they got in there. He knew what they did after they did it, and he hid the loot for them. So let's look at what the evidence showed about Mr. Benedictus being a getaway driver. First of all, he was a shareholder of the company from day one. Now, there's a little bit of a dispute. Was he 13% shareholder, or was he 49% shareholder? He says it was only 13%. He reported on the tax forms that it was 49%. He reported on his financial statement that it was 49%. We point out the discrepancy because it reflects on the man's credibility. When you've got two different stories, that reflects on your credibility. When you tell the government one thing in the tax form, then you come to court and say something different, it reflects on your credibility. But whether he was 13 or 49, in the scheme of things, doesn't really matter because he had total control. Whether he had 13 or 49. He had total control of this company from day one, through the day this company shut the doors, through to the new company with the changed name that's still doing the same thing. And let's look at that. First of all, he knew Imbriola disguised his ownership with Edison. We saw Martino explain that. We saw Malta explain it. And you saw Mr. Benedictus live in person on Tuesday explain it. He knew it. He knew they couldn't get a bank account. That's why he signed as president in 2000. He was also the treasurer. And you can look, if you want to go back and find where this evidence is from and where it's supported, you can look in the white binder, Exhibit 6025. Paragraph 3. I was president of Global Vision from February 1, 2000 to January 31, 2001. Treasurer from July 14, 2004 to the present. And a director, that should be the next thing. Yeah, and a director from February 1, 2000 to the present. That's his own testimony. You have that in the white binder. also put in evidence, and I think I published it when we did it, Exhibit 6052, which was the document he signed back in 2000, appointing himself president so that they could go get an account at the bank. So that was 6052. So he's all these 6 things, and he's also chairman of the board. He also owns the building at 227 East 56th, and he's the landlord. That's why he had the lease, the one exhibit he put in evidence. And because he's the landlord, he knew the clinic was fake, because he knew there was no clinic in his building. And I just showed you that excerpt from his testimony. So when he says there were shenanigans, but I didn't know, you have to weigh all these facts and decide if you believe him. We say he did know. We say he knew for these 9 reasons. But there's more.